خط می کشیدم روی احساسم، از عشق لالایی برات خوندم، گفتی صدای عشق ممنوعه، من اما پای این جنون موندم. دنیای من زندون شد از فکرت، از دلخوشی هم چیزی یادم نیست. تو قد کشیدی مثل یک باور، صدام مخالف بود گفتی هیچ. آواز مادر مثل بارون بود، من توی صداش دریا رو فهمیدم. زمزمه کردم آرزوهامو، وایسادم از هیچی نترسیدم. میشد بخونم از شب و رویاها، میشد بخونم بی ترس عشق یعنی زن. کجای دنیا این همه عشقا، بی هیچ جرمی دور میریزن.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tell Me Why by Maddox. Today we have a very special guest. She is an inspiring artist. She's a poet, she's a singer, a songwriter. Everything related to art, she is phenomenal at. And she's utilizing her voice to break barriers in the performing arts industry and to lift others through her voice. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shadi Amini.
Welcome.
Thank
you. Hi everyone. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Matis, for inviting me.
Of course.
So happy to be here with you.
We're so excited to have you here today. And before we dive into these questions to go over some topics here, we want to know from you, what is the most challenging element in songwriting for you to start?
For me, the most challenging part of songwriting is to find the topic, actually,
Okay.
because I've always wanted to choose some topics that other people never focus on it.
Okay.
Not never, or the way I see it, they didn't see it. So that's the most challenging part for me.
Okay.
Because the other parts of it, most of the times, I have a team that we work together in terms of producing the song and arrangement and composing stuff. So in that part, I know that it's gonna be what I want. But for creating the video and creating the subject that I want to talk about, it's challenging for me all the time, and I want to be specific.
So how do you know, what's the development of that? Is it something you hear or you feel where you say, I have to write a song about this? What is that the thing that makes you go, oh, it's this topic and not that topic, right?
So sometimes it just comes to me and I start writing the lyrics. And most of the emotional songs were my own love songs that I have sang by now. Most of them, all of them, are my own stories,
Okay.
That I experienced that. I really felt that. And I wrote the lyrics based on whatever I've written by now. It was my own experience of love or emotional relationship that I had in my life. But about other topics like social issues and subjects that I want to talk about, different subjects other than love or emotion, those things most of the times I choose to not to talk about.
Why does it matter to you? Why do you want to pick topics that are more controversial like taboo,
Yeah.
like what we do in our show. It's just topics that people don't talk about them as much. Why does it matter to you to pick those topics?
Because I think it goes back to our background, where we're coming from, where I am coming from.
She's also Persian.
Yeah, where we are coming from. Living as a woman and those kind of conservative and religious societies make us always feeling limited and compressed and by all forces and judgments, and everything around us was sometimes you feel like you raised in a way that everything was against you.
Absolutely.
Sometimes, you know.
And why do you pick topics? Why do you write about topics which are controversial? Is mainly then because you have experienced this pain, and you know that this still is happening in today's world in countries such as Iran. It's not only Iran, right? It's Afghanistan, it's Africa, it's and it's like there are just few countries which there is democracy. But then many other countries, even in the US right now, there's not 100% right for transgender people, there's still not super equality. So that's the reason you purposefully choose topics which are controversial, because this is like your way of speaking out, like being voice for somebody.
I think like all of us are responsible, first of all, for whatever happening around us, whatever happening around us. So we need to talk about it. We need to help each other to understand each other better, to improve. You know, none of us are like angels.
No.
We have all our.
I mean, I could be. I'm God.
Goddess.
Yeah, this is different.
So we have our bad sides, good sides, and so we have to help each other to improve. And it's taking responsibilities to talk about things that are controversial, taboos, or many people don't want to think about that. We have to be able to talk about it together, and if we can, to just make any awareness in any topic or subject, we should do that. If we have that kind of power, or we think that we have the power, we should do our best to do.
Exactly why we started the show. Was to create that awareness and to be a voice for people who feel like they are voiceless, and to provide a voice for them to sit down and say, hey, this is my perspective and this is what I'm experiencing, and this should be talked about more.
Okay. Oh my god, it's too long. What advice would you give to an Iranian boy or girl who wants to be a singer or use their voice in a powerful way?
It shouldn't be only Iranian. Anyone wants to be a singer.
So it's not about only singing, I think. Whatever you think is your passion in life, I think you have to follow it. Doesn't matter how old are you. Because I see many people that, especially in our culture, we have a saying, we say, "Az man gozashte." Like I'm too old for that. I passed that time that I could do it, you know. So no matter what, no matter how old are you, no matter what situation you are in, we should try to follow our passion. If I know sometimes life is, we are in different positions to do whatever we want, to follow our dreams, but at the right time, when it's time, when it's time, we can do it. We can follow it. You always wanted to learn how to play piano. Okay, someday you can. Or if you can now, just go for it. In future, if you see that there is opportunity for that, just go for it. So for everybody who want to do singing, I definitely, I think you need to take classes, or nowadays you can learn from YouTube. Everywhere.
All over.
Online classes are everywhere. You can play an instrument and start singing yourself, and just start from somewhere, you know. So for us in Iran, for girls, it's forbidden. They cannot sing in Iran. Iranian women cannot become a professional singer, and they cannot. They can become a professional singer, but it's not, can't be their career. You know, it's rarely they can make money from singing. Maybe singing back vocals or stuff. Yeah, but singing as a like singer, releasing albums, having concerts, publicly singing, they can't. So it's a little bit a dream for them in Iran, you know. But still, for them, I think we can sing, we can publish our songs, we can use social media. As many singers, that girl singers I know in Iran, that they are doing it, publishing their own songs on social media platforms. I know they cannot make much money out of that, but they do it, you know. So
It's their passion.
Just do it. Like,
let's go with
just
it.
do it.
Purple.
what do you think is the biggest mental health challenge in immigrant communities?
Where are you starting?
For me, mental challenge, I don't know about mental challenge, but
Any challenges? Like,
the biggest challenge is that you're just coming to a new country and you have to start from underground, not even from zero, under zero, because it's just for example, here in the United States, you have to have credit history. So me as an immigrant, when I came here, I couldn't even rent a place. I couldn't even get a phone. I couldn't get a phone.
Can't do anything without it.
Social
I
security,
didn't.
if you don't
That's
have
so true
that,
too.
I didn't have any family members here who want to come and support me and say, okay, I can add you to my family plan, or I can do this for you. So that was a big challenge for me, to just rent a place, to just get a phone, to just get a job, because you don't have any history. You have no one to refer you to, just provide you information, you know. Information, you can Google it, you can search it, you can find it, you can ask even random people, but you know, having a credit history or financial history is a big issue here, and it took me so long to overcome it, you know. And the other thing is I think I'm still a little bit, because I am so much into my own culture, you know, melted in my own culture, and not having that mutual background and cultural gap is a very big challenge, mental challenge.
I was gonna say that could feel, I would imagine, isolating at times, because
basically
people can't relate.
Many of the TV series that people are talking about around you, you don't know. You don't know anything about it. Yeah, we have seen like famous movies, all of us, you know, but many things that culturally people are aware of that, here we are not. And I was hired in an office in a college, actually working as a student worker back at USC, and I didn't have anything to talk to them at lunchtime, you know. So they were talking about the restaurants they go on the weekends, and or that thing, whatever. So most of the subjects, I was just sitting there and eating and watching them, you know, and I didn't have anything to say, and it was like scary for me, because I'm a very talkative person, and I want to talk about everything, and it was the first time in my life being in a situation that have nothing to say, and
I've been there.
and that was scary, and that was like, and I had to just do fake smiles and yeah, and I didn't know what's going on. I have nothing to say, and I have nothing to do with that topic.
From my perspective,
I was gonna ask, what was it like for you?
It's the same experience. And one thing I noticed in the US, and I want to hear you as an American, what's your feedback on that? When I was living in Europe, Europeans are very welcoming. Like they think that Europeans are racist. Racism is everywhere. I'm racist. Everyone is racist. So we have some level of racism, unfortunately, in us, bias. But in Europe, people were more interested in knowing you, learning about your culture, who you are, what you do. But in the US, it's all about your title, where you are, like, who are you? Like, they just weigh you in. Like, are you important to them? Should they invest energy on you? But what I notice is that Americans are not curious. Americans are not curious to know, to learn about the culture. I've been working for Amazon for 2.5 years right now. If my coworkers are watching this video, they never care to once ask. We play games every Monday, team activity. Once ask, let's have a Persian game. How do you guys do it in Iran? What do you do on your team activity? How's it in Iran? It's a lot about their culture, about US, which is all about politics, TV series you watch, and certain things which are really American. And they're not curious to learn. So that's where I fall into this experience of like, I have nothing else to say. I mean, I'm an active and extrovert person, but I didn't experience that in Europe. In Europe, they're really curious. Oh, you're from Iran? Also, how amazing. Like, tell me about that. I don't see that in US.
Yeah, I think, well, for me personally, as an American, I think it does depend on your background and how you were raised, because my mother taught me from being a child that you should experience cultures from all over the world. Dive into that knowledge and information and understand where they come from and how you can unite together. The more you understand the differences, the more you can understand the similarities within each other. So that's how I was raised. So I was like the Europeans, always interested in different cultures and asking questions. So it does depend on your environment and the way you were raised, the parents that you were raised with. But I think, like you said, in Amazon, they should be asking that.
Yeah.
I am curious, in Iran, if I went to Iran or Tokyo or any other city where I was there, do you think, like, would Iranians ask me about
I mean, you've got blue eyes. Iranian would want to be friends with you.
Would they, like, how
Actually,
would it be?
they know everything about you.
They're like, so when they just look at me and go, oh, American? Like,
No, they know. They know you. They know your culture. They know your series. They watch your TV series.
so they're experts already.
No, I think one other thing that it's also because here people forget, right? Like the other night you were among Persian, right? How did you feel?
How did I feel?
Yeah.
Welcomed.
You were welcome.
I welcome, but there was a barrier because of the language,
So
right?
imagine that we live that life every day.
Yeah, I know that's
It's just like, imagine that's what people. I think because we speak this language, we dress up like American. They really feel like we are like them, which is fine.
One thing we shouldn't forget:
Okay.
the culture in American culture is producing culture for the world.
that is
So
true.
you create the fashion, you create the
that influence there is from
the
America.
media, the cinema, the Hollywood,
all of it.
Everything. You are influencing the whole world. So everybody knows how is New York, how New York look like, how is LA life, how is because they have watched, for example, one series that happened in the Los Angeles, or everybody watched, like most of my friends watched Friends, right?
In Iran?
Many people watch Friends. So they know your culture. We know our culture because it's America considered as
America's prominent
and an influencer, So, but even where is Iran? Most of the people here, they don't know even. They call it Iran. They can
Oh,
they-
Iran.
Yeah, they don't even pronounce the name right. Even I
They correct
had
me too.
professor. I had professor at
Really?
school that said Iran.
And they correct me. They say, where are you from? I said, Iran. Where? Iran.
Iran.
Oh, Iran. I'm like, oh, so you know better how
Than you?
my
From your own
country. You know better how to pronounce my country than me.
Yeah. Does the culture you grew up in have different expectations for boys and girls? Of course, yes. At what age do distinctions between the genders start? Right at the birth. Do you believe those expectations arise
Mhm.
out of biological differences or
Social.
socialization? I think both.
Okay.
So, like same as here that people are trying to say, don't, if you have a girl, don't choose
Don't
pink,
choose that.
everything, you know,
Mm.
just go neutral in terms of color and clothing stuff. It's a little bit difficult for me. Also, still, when I think of a girl, if I have a girl,
The pink colors come to mind.
not pink, but of course I'll buy a skirt for
Yeah.
her
Uh-huh.
and dress up her as a girl, you
Mhm.
know, because I don't know what's the. But of course, for the girls, it's different because you choose both. You have pants and everything for girls,
Yeah.
and a skirt too. But for guys, nobody buys skirt.
Like, you're not gonna buy a skirt for a little boy.
Yeah, nobody buys skirt
I mean,
for
you
a little
might.
boy.
Well, because we have bias, right?
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
we can. It's we had an earlier discussions. Like you cannot get rid of all your biases in one go. We are filled with
Yeah.
biases. Like
Yeah.
you cannot all of a sudden decide tomorrow I'm gonna be neutral. No, it's a work.
Mhm.
It's a work. We all have that biases.
I will say though, if I had a son and he was 6, 7 years old and he said, "Hey, mommy, I want to have a tutu," then I would be like, "Okay."
Absolutely. Yeah, you
Excellent.
wouldn't go and buy it, but if they want it, then you're like, yeah, sure, definitely.
Yeah.
Totally, because clothes don't have gender.
Yeah, and about like expectations, of course, and still in our society, in our culture, in many families, girls at home help their moms.
Mm.
Guys don't help their moms, you know.
How is it? How is your experience? So the question is that the difference between men and woman, right? Girl
Right.
and boy, right? How is it for you from your experience? What
For-
age did you just even realize that?
Okay, for me, actually, my mom, not about like working at home. My mom always made us to help, both of us, me and my brother, because it was only me and my brother. So we both helped my mom at home, cooking. No,
Mm-hmm.
I think I helped more in cooking, but cleaning, washing the dishes, and helping for New Year cleaning. You know, both of us would help my mom, and but especially when I got like teenager, I grew up. I was a teenager. I didn't have the freedom that my brother had. You know, as a girl, everything is dangerous out there.
Yeah.
You are a good girl, but people out there are not good with you. They can hurt you. They never give you this feeling to you as a girl that you can protect yourself.
Yeah.
And out there is always unsafe for you as a girl. And men look at you in a bad way, and you have to you shouldn't go out late, you know, you shouldn't come back home late. I know here also people don't like their children to come back home late, but it's same for the boys and the girls. It's not like because you are a girl you should come back home at 7, but your brother can come back home at 11.
Yeah.
You know, but in Iran it's totally like that. In many families, girls cannot travel without family, you know, but boys can have like can have trips to the other cities with their friends and boyfriends, you know, and but many families still don't let their girls to go and travel with their friends, to go and live alone, you know, but boys can go and live alone, you know, leave family home and just
right.
have their own life, but girls cannot. Many girls can. The only way that you can get out of your home is to get married. For many families, still in the society, so there are girls experiencing a lot more limitations than guys in my society from the family, other than the laws and the rules of the government and everything. Other than that, even culturally in the family system, there are big difference between you as a girl and having your own choices than a guy being a boy and having your own choices,
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no, I want to get shorter question.
Shorter one. Read less.
Why is it okay or acceptable in society for men to sleep with multiple women? Oh, I like this question. Oh yes.
Yes.
But
I like
not
that.
acceptable for women to sleep around. I accept it. First of all.
We accept it. We accept it. All three of us.
We all.
Yeah. Also, in our culture, the fourth thing, oh my god, the fourth thing in our culture is that it's acceptable for men
Oh, it is acceptable.
to sleep around and
they
cheat
can.
on their wives. It's not they can. Of course, the woman get hurt and
But society is acceptable.
Yeah, but even like.
But I mean,
in
like
America,
your
too.
mom will tell you
It's more
it's
acceptable.
okay. He's a man.
Yeah,
He
like, let
always
him
come
go
back to you. You have his child.
But they see the difference. I mean, it's the question is in general, but in Iran, this I've
There's a
forgotten
shift.
about this sentence.
Yeah.
They're like,
'Cause-
it's okay. Yeah, he's a man.
America, but women are called a whore in America.
I wanted to say that.
They are called a whore.
These
if you
kind
sleep
of-
around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if we
But why though? Why do we have
Labels. Labels,
we're dirty and we're a whore.
Yeah, still we label women much more easier than men.
And it's funny. It's good that you're saying we because we do it too.
Yeah, we
Uh-huh.
do too. Women also do it.
Yep.
Like if
Like
You know,
that friend of yours, if she sleeps around,
If
you're
you know
just,
she slept with
I
seven
don't want to
men,
be friend with her.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
is,
we're like, oh,
think
she's
that
a whore.
I'm like her, we're similar,
But then with
But-
men, it's like, especially even in men in college. I remember in college when men would
Good for
talk
you.
about, they would say, "Oh, you slept with Julie, Kim, Elizabeth, and Annie all in 1 week."
Good job,
Whoa.
good job.
Oh man, you're gonna totally this semester's
But
the
why are we
best.
doing it?
You know why? Because for thousands of years, especially after like religions come up, these religions that we know, major religions that we are having here now in the world. For thousands of years, sex was something for men to enjoy.
Yeah.
That's true. It was.
Women,
Beginning of time.
no. They should stay home. They should give birth,
That's
and they should take care of kids and be a good housewife, loyal, But men could enjoy the sex. If they travel or they go somewhere, they should
Experience. Like it was like their
especially
time.
in our the major religion in the Middle East, in Islam, it allows men to have sex when they are traveling. They can have short time kind of marriage
Or a
thing,
little rendezvous
like
type thing.
not permanent marriage, like
No,
short.
it's like it's legal prostitution.
You wait.
Yeah, kind of. You kind of
For 3 hours in
basically.
the name of God.
Oh
you-
wait,
you-
this is you told me. I feel like you told me
Yes,
about
you're
this.
legally. You're legally allowed to be with someone for 2-3 hours, and
Yeah.
they read something.
Not legally, religiously,
Religiously.
Yeah, like
So only 3 hours, or is there a
You
time
can
frame?
do 2 hours,
No,
1 hour,
whatever
1 day,
time.
whatever
So
time.
if I said a week.
yeah,
it's-
forever,
you can do
for
it,
a few
yeah.
days, for a week, or
For
for
one woman
2
or
months, for
multiple?
3 months, whatever
You
you,
can have
want.
4 at the start.
You can have four
Four
in Islam.
wives.
You can have 4 wives, and as much as you want those.
So I have a
as
schedule.
many as you want. Those
schedule
kind of
time frame.
time frame.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I don't
You
know how
know
to feel
why?
about this.
You know why? Because men cannot control that,
Yeah,
but women can
but
control.
women can,
Yeah,
and we're whores.
yeah. So it's
Wow.
It's a religion. It's
Yeah.
Religion has been mainly about pleasure of man, right? It's in our religion, is in Judaism, in Christianity, in Islam, in Buddhism even.
That's true.
It's all about man. I mean,
one
it's
of my
created
friends
by
told
man.
me. One of my friends told me in Vegas, there's a museum for women, sexual things for women in Vegas, and there is like iron panties, something that created for women that men could buy for their wives and lock it
Oh, dude, yeah.
when they are going travel or something. So why such a thing never created for men?
For men, lock
You know?
their penis.
Because no, that golden thing should always be free
The
and
golden
discover.
person.
I mean, it's the reason is again the religion was created by a man. The society is being built by men, so men are ruling it.
Yeah.
Men are creating our. I mean, we are fighting for equality, but we're nowhere close to that.
No.
Yeah, and also we as women also should stop judging each other.
Absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think if someone wanna have sex with as many as men, if she wants, she desires, she can have it. She can do it.
It's her life, you know?
If the only thing that I don't like it is cheating on your partner.
Yeah.
Even if you told the partner and she's agree, she's okay. Again, it's their business. You know, we cannot stand here and say, "Oh, she's cheating her partner." The partner knows, dude.
Yeah.
So what's your problem?
Here we go. Would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors or go into the future and meet your great-great-grandchildren?
Past ancestors.
Okay. Would you rather choose between music or sex for the rest of your life?
Sex.
Yes. Would you rather have more money or more time? Guys, these aren't easy.
More time.
Time.
Of course.
All right. This is a good reflection one, right?
Give me the money.
Give me your time.
Hey,
You give me 20 years of your life, I will give you the
20 million.
Would you rather end world hunger or stop crime all over the world?
Stop hunger or crime? Who wrote these questions?
I did.
You sick?
It
Okay.
tells you a lot about yourself.
Both of them. I don't know. How can I choose between
Right, how
hunger
can you?
and crime?
What's more important to you? Your gut, not your brain, not your heart. Gut. What does your gut say?
Hunger.
Okay, boom. There it is. Hunger. And you're gonna ask yourself why.
I always think about kids, you know?
Yeah, there you go.
So,
All right. Would you rather lose your ability to speak or the ability to hear for your entire life?
This is how we torture our kids.
can I choose between speak and sex?
Alternate question, guys.
Okay. Speak and
Or you can't hear.
hear. I prefer to hear.
Hear, okay.
Yeah, of course. Speaking, I will write for people. It's okay.
There you go.
Shut it up. But no.
Would you rather be the big spoon or the little spoon?
Depends on the food.
I like that.
Cute.
That's really good. I like that answer.
Yeah.
That's a really good answer.
Anything you want to share with us?
Yes.
Last week.
Okay, the last thing. Let's be more positive.
Mm-hmm.
And just care about each other, you know, and just try to have a better world. We shouldn't give up, you know. I know many people around us that they gave up already on this world and humanity. Should still believe in that and try our best. What you do, guys, is, you know, that you show that there is still hope. We can talk, we can communicate, we can make this world a better place for those people who think different, who are different. So yeah, it's a good thing to do, good act. Let's keep doing it.
We all are in this together.
Exactly right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
This was my first English interview. I've never done that before. It was a big challenge for me.
Oh, you did great.
You were perfect.
Yeah,
you were very natural.
Excuse my language if I'm not native. I'm here in this country for 8 years now, and try to learn the language, the culture, everything. See, they taught me what is prom today.
Yes.
Just,
And that pajama day does vary.
She's a badass woman
She is.
who has such an excellent, amazing impact with her music. It's not only your voice, it's not the video, it's just the entire experience of it. It's just, you're so powerful that you just express your heart. And
thank you,
just
honey.
Amazing. So
thank you so much. Thank you, and thank you for inviting me. And yeah,
welcome back.
Don't forget to ask why.
میزنم به شب دنیا عوض شده معنای واژه رویا عوض شده آروم و سر به زیر باید بری فقط کاری نداشته باش به فقر زیر خط به گریه مدام به جنگ ناتموم به اون مترسکه بالای پشت بوم به این عروسکا به تو سری بخون به مرگ بچه ها تو ساحل جنوب